9, 10. All right, Mark McKillier here with Live Anabolic, and today I got a little bit different type of video, and that is I'm getting tons of emails from you guys, all right? I get lots of questions on Facebook. That is part of my job. I love it, you know, interacting with all of you guys. And one of the things that I see people doing wrong, okay, and or not asking questions about is how hard should I be pushing it, okay? So I've gotten a bunch of those just recently. Matter of fact, I've seen a lot of videos of guys working out and they post it on our Facebook page, and I'm watching, okay, not just their form, I'm watching their intensity, and a huge mistake I see all the time, guys. So today's video is going to be about intensity and how hard you should push yourself. Okay, well, the answer to how hard should I push it, Mark, you know, how much intensity should I put into my workouts, depends. It depends on where you are in your fitness journey, okay? So I've printed this out, all right? This is a little cheat sheet I have right now because I'm going to read, and I'm 58 years old, which means I got to put on my reading glasses. Does that make y'all feel a little better? These 3 paragraphs come from the 3 different phases in Fit After 50. So phase 1, guys, y'all are beginners. I don't want you killing yourself, all right? If you're pushing yourself to exhaustion, you'll be so sorry you won't be able to get out of bed, and then guess what happens? You quit. It sucks. You're in pain. You're going to give up, all right? So phase 1, I say select low to moderate amounts of weight or band resistance when performing each exercise. I want your intensity level, comma, the amount of effort you put into each exercise to be in the low to moderate range. Remember, we're just starting out, and I don't want you to accidentally overtrain when your body is not yet ready. I go on to say in big bold text, select a dumbbell weight or resistance band that is only moderately difficult to perform 15 reps with good form. So what does that mean? That means when you're doing every single exercise in phase 1 goes to 15 reps. That means when you're getting close to 15, you know, 12, 13, 14, 15, I don't want you to be totally gassed. I don't want you to be straining on that 15th rep, you know, or if it's a curl, you know, 14, 15. That is way too much intensity, all right? You'll get crazy sore. You may even hurt yourself a little bit, and then that's it. I'll never see you again. You're gonna give up, all right? So low to moderate intensity level, all right? It's pretty straightforward, guys. But guess what? After 4 weeks of phase 1, you gotta move on to phase 2. Now let me read you what my instructions are. Phase 2, I have upped the amount of effort I want you to put into each set by upping the weight and resistance and lowering the number of reps. I want you to push yourself harder in phase 2 than you did in phase 1. This also applies to cardio and ab days as well, all right? So in phase 2, big bold text, I want you to select a weight or a resistance band that is difficult but not impossible to perform 12 reps with good form. Remember in phase 1, I said I want you to pick a weight that is only moderately difficult to get to 15. Phase 2, I want it to be difficult, but not impossible, to get to 12 reps with good form. So when I'm talking about that, all right, now for instance, let's say we were doing curls, all right, and you're doing 2-arm curls, all right, so we're at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all right? I'm faking it, all right? But the point is, I wanted you to see the expression on my face and the amount of intensity or effort I was putting into that sets. So when I got to that 12th rep, it was hard to get there, but it wasn't impossible, right? So, meaning, if I was going to give you $100 for every rep you did after 12, you could have done at least another 3 or 4, maybe even 5, all right? So that's kind of where I want you to go. So you're really getting a burn, but it's not killing you to finish each set, and you got to do it with good form. So you start cheating, it doesn't count. Everything is with good form. All right, remember when I said it depends on what level of condition you're in, how hard you push yourself. All right, phase 3 is different. Let me read you from phase 3. All right, you're 2 months into the workout program now. I want your intensity level to be in the difficult to maximum range. Everybody know what the word maximum means, right? All right, so I go on to say I've upped the amount of effort I want you to put into each set by upping the weight and the resistance and lowering the number of reps. I want you to push yourself even harder in phase 3 than you did in phase 2. And then in big bold, all right, all of this is in your workout manual before the 5 days of workouts. Phase 3, select a weight resistance band that is very difficult to perform. 10 reps with good form in the first 2 weeks, 1 and 2. And then in weeks 3 and 4, I want you to pick an even heavier weight, but I only want you to do it for 8 reps with good form. All right, so in phase 3, your body has adjusted. You spent 8 weeks working out, all right? Now, you're not Charles Atlas yet, all right? You're not gonna go compete in the Olympics, but your body has really changed a lot, even if you're not ripped. Your muscles have dramatically changed. They've really gotten used to, being beat up and torn down and repairing, okay? They're used to dealing with lactic acid that builds up when you start pushing yourself hard and that soreness, okay? So in phase 3, I'm gonna show you how I want you to look, all right, when we were doing those curls a minute ago. Now, I should have a heavier weight now, but remember, we're only going to 10, all right? So I want it to be extremely difficult to get to the prescribed number of reps. So that would be 10 reps in the first 2 weeks, and then 8 reps in weeks 3 and 4. So here we are. Let's pretend I'm on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo. All right, I'm a pretty good actor, hopefully. But the point of that little acting session right there is that's how I want you to look when you're doing your exercises in phase 3, all right? Now, not just with curls, with every exercise. That could be squats, all right? That could be tricep extensions. It could be lat pull downs with bands. So that's the other thing is, guys, it's not just dumbbells. When you're doing bands, all right, and you're doing pull downs, those are big, strong muscles in your back. You need to put a lot of resistance on there. Now, what happens for a lot of you guys that are bigger, stronger, and getting really good shape, and you're doing an exercise at home in my program, phase 3, and you don't have enough weight? Because I don't have enough weight when it comes to dumbbells, okay? Or even resistance bands for some exercises. I only go up to 50 pounds. Well, there's a lot of exercises that are in my program that I could use 70, 80, maybe 100 pounds as far as the dumbbells are concerned. So what do? I want you to adjust your form, okay, to make it extremely difficult, maximum effort to get to the prescribed number of reps. How do you do that, all right? So let's say I only have 15-pound dumbbells and I'm doing those curls again, all right? That's not nearly enough, all right, to make it difficult or impossible for me to get to 10. So this is how you modify curls, any exercise. Instead of doing regular curls like this, all right, boom, this is how you make the weight a lot heavier, artificially heavier, by just increasing the time under tension. So this is how you would do it if you didn't have enough weight. See how slow I'm going? Really slow. This is like 3 or 4 times slower than a normal rep tempo. And then at the peak contraction, you can hold it for a 2 or 3 count and then let it back down, okay? So what I did was I took those 15-pound dumbbells and I made them feel like 30 or 35-pound dumbbells because I'm going so slow. When I'm going that slow and holding them at the top, I could probably only do 10 reps, okay, with those 15 pounders, all right? So you need to take that mentality, okay? A lot of times it might be a leg exercise. You're gonna have to go really, really slow on squats or lunges, okay? It may be a chest exercise where you're on your back doing chest presses with dumbbells and you just don't have enough weight. So you're gonna have to go really, really, really slow, okay? And then when you're at the peak contraction or stretch, wherever it's most difficult, hold it. 1, 2, 3, and then start pushing back up again, all right? So that is what I'm talking about when it comes to intensity and pushing it hard enough. All right, so how do I know that you guys normally are not pushing it hard enough, all right? I don't see a video of everybody, so I don't know. But my guess is that the vast majority of you guys watching right now are not pushing yourselves hard enough. Now, I'm not talking about you guys that have only been working out 2 or 3 weeks, okay? I'm talking about the guys that have been working out at least a couple of months, maybe 3 months or so. Because I see some of you doing it. And you post videos of yourself, which I really appreciate. And a lot of times, I'm looking at your videos doing different exercises. I'm trying to critique your form. Make sure you're doing the exercise properly, okay? And full range of motion, the correct tempo, not too fast. You're not lurching, and you're not cheating basically. But what I also notice is the strain on your face and the strain in your body when you're doing the exercise. And a lot of you guys are getting to, let's say it's phase 2 and you're supposed to do 12 reps on everything every day. So you're getting to 10, 11, 12, and you're putting the dumbbells down or you're putting the bands down. And you're kind of walking over, and I'm like, dude, I could tell there was absolutely no strain. Your veins in your neck, weren't bulging out, all right? So when I see that, okay, I know you guys have gotten to the point where you're just kind of going through the motions. Everybody's heard the old saying, no pain, no gain. Well, this is really what they're talking about. They're not talking about you wake up in the morning with pain or you're in pain all day long. They're talking about why you're doing the set, okay? You're in some degree of pain if you're doing it hard enough, all right? And I don't mean injury pain. I mean, it's an uncomfortable feeling in your muscles, all right? And there is a little pain there, but that's because your body is producing a lot of lactic acid, the muscles are, and it can't flush that out of the muscle fibers quick enough when you're under that much intensity. And that's what's causing the pain. Then guess what? You put it down, and within a few seconds, the blood flows through those muscle fibers and it flushes that lactic acid out. Well, guess what? It gets circulated, it goes into your liver, and your liver converts it back into energy, all right, glycogen, and then it pumps it back into the same muscle, a minute later. So if you're not feeling pain, and I don't mean just like, all right, all right, you gotta really want to get it, all right? And the harder you push it, the more you're gonna get out of it. All right, well, Mark, it's impossible to push yourself that hard day in and day out, week after week, month after month. Yeah, you're right. I can't do it, all right? So you're gonna do this, all right, through time. And so the same thing happens to me. And so I'm talking more about you guys that have gotten into phase 3, even phase 4, or maybe you're repeating, or you've been working out for months and years now, all right? It's just the way our bodies work, all right? So I get it. So what I want you to do is to make hay while the sun's shining. What does that mean? Well, you're gonna have days or weeks where you're just feeling really energetic. I mean, for whatever reason, you're sleeping better, you're eating better, your stress levels have gone down. Those are the times, kick ass, guys. Push it hard, all right? As hard as you can go. Because I guarantee you're gonna have a little lull coming up pretty soon. And then the guys that are successful, and what's really helped me be successful over the years is during those lulls, I don't quit. All right, now I'm not killing myself. I'm not doing 100% like I was during those peaks where I was feeling great, but maybe I'm putting in 80% effort, okay? When a normal workout for me is about 95%. I mean, I can't, 100% is almost impossible to do, all right? That's very rare. Usually it's when I have a workout buddy and we're competing or something like that. So you know, when I'm down here in the troughs, 80%, hey, I got a great pump. All right, I didn't do anything to exhaustion or failure. I just didn't have the energy to push myself that hard. All right, so it's sticking with it. Remember, I'll tell you, it doesn't happen overnight. You got to stick with it, never give up. Well, it's not giving up when you're way down here in the trough. All right, because in a week or 2 or 3, you're going to be way up here on a peak again. That's when you want to add more weight. You want to do more reps, do more sets. All right, increase the total volume of your workout. You can take my workout plan, guys, and tweak it, all right? So maybe I told you to do 4 circuits, but you're feeling badass, you're feeling great. Knock out 5, maybe 6 circuits, all right? Because in a week from now or 2 weeks from now, you're just gonna be exhausted. You came back from a long trip, you're worn out, you can't even do 4 circuits. So, do 3, give yourself a check mark, you didn't give up, all right? So that is the key, guys. Push it hard when you're feeling great, and then don't give up, but just still hit those workouts when you're feeling really tired. All right, and finally, I get this, but Mark, I don't want to hurt myself. Well, look, my workout plan is designed so that you don't hurt yourself. It's really hard to hurt yourself doing my Fit After 50 program. You could potentially hurt yourself if you're a total beginner and just throw yourself at this thing. But that's so rare. It's like a unicorn, all right? That just doesn't happen. I've gotten some emails where people are telling me how sore they are. They can barely get out of bed. I tell them they got to back off, take a longer rest in between exercises, longer rest at the end of a circuit, things like that. But for the most part, 99.9% of the time, you're not going to hurt yourself by pushing yourself too hard. Remember, most people get hurt when they're doing explosive movements, all right? Have y'all ever heard of CrossFit? There's a lot of CrossFit, gyms out there nowadays around the country where you're taking weights and you're doing like Olympic style lifting. So you're taking a heavy weight and you're yanking it up to here, and then you're pushing it up over your head like this. And you're doing real well, when you're doing anything fast with explosive, with maximum power, you're putting a lot of stress on your tendons, your ligaments, and your joints, okay? And that's typically what causes an injury. All of the exercises that I have in my plan are typically done nice, slow, steady, with good form. Remember, slow is safe, all right? And not only that, but slow puts more stress on the muscle fibers, right? Because the slower you go, the more time that muscle is under tension, and that cumulative amount of time really adds up, all right? That's what causes that blood to flow into those muscles, and that's why you get a big pump, all right? So if you see bodybuilders, and you guys don't know this but I follow it, I've done a couple of contests, but when you go behind stage and they're getting ready to walk out, they're pumping up their muscles with blood. And they're not backstage using real heavy weight and knocking out 3 reps. They got little baby weights, they got little bands, and they're just sitting there. They're just going real slow, all right? And they're knocking out 30, 40 reps. Real slow, really good form, shoulder stuff, lightweight. They're not doing anything heavy. And so that really is an effective way to build muscle. So you don't need a whole lot of weight. You just need super good form and nice, slow, steady tempo. And that is what creates that time under tension. And that's what really gets the blood pumping in those muscles. All right, just to wrap it all up, guys, remember, this ain't gonna happen overnight. And it's also not gonna ever happen if you don't push yourself hard enough. So that means you gotta stick with it, push yourself hard enough, and never give up on yourself.